What if I told you that a school that existed for only 14 years helped shape almost everything we touch today? Not just buildings, not just posters, but the apps that you use on your phone, the chair you sit on, the pen you used to write, the logo you instantly recognize. In fact, the way a product tries to make your life easier. It was influenced by that school. And the funny thing, or the surprising thing, is that this school no longer exists. To understand why Bauhaus mattered, you first need to understand the world before it. At the beginning of the 20th century, design often meant decoration. The more ornaments something had, the more details it had, the more elaborate it looked, the more valuable people believed it to be. Was their design beautiful? Yeah, sometimes. But was it always easy to use and understand? Not always. The product often reflected craftsmanship over usability. During this period, design wasn't consistently asking how easy to use a product would be. It was often asking how impressive a certain design or a certain product would look. Then, in 1919, a German architect, Walter Gropius, proposed a different vision. Gropius founded a school called Bauhaus. The goal of Bauhaus wasn't just to teach people how to make things beautiful. Its goal was to unite art, craftsmanship, and industry to create objects that worked well for ordinary people. This might sound like something obvious, or it's normal, it's not a big deal because we are used to it. But back then, we should just take a moment for Bauhaus, for that influence, right? Anyways, back to the matter. So instead of just decorating life, Bauhaus asked this question: how can design make life easier? So rather than adding, they removed. Instead of focusing on impressing, they focused on clarity. Instead of designing for aesthetics, or say designing for creating sake, they designed for humans. This is where psychology quietly enters the story. You see, our brain constantly filters information. So, whatever design you come across that has more colors, more lines, more buttons, it requires mental effort to process. And psychologists call this cognitive load. Naturally, the more work your brain has to do, the more exhausting an experience becomes. And Bauhaus understood this aspect of we humans, acknowledged it in their designs. We know this because they were all about reducing unnecessary complexity in designs. And that's why today, when a designer follows design principles in creating a design, in creating a product, that product feels intuitive because they were very intentional. They were designing for humans, not just for designing sake. See, if you understand all of what I've been saying, once you understand the doings of Bauhaus, you start looking, you start paying attention, you won't be able to stop seeing Bauhaus in you. Just like me. Apple didn't invent simplicity. IKEA didn't invent functional furniture. They all built on the idea that Bauhaus helped to popularize, which is function before decoration, clarity before complexity, humans before aesthetics. Of course, modern companies have evolved these principles in their own ways, but the influence of Bauhaus is unmistakable and undeniable. The goal is to remove friction, and the reality is this: every unnecessary detail that you remove gives attention back to the user. I now study design history because history is nostalgic, but because history explains the present. The products we admire today didn't come out of nowhere. They came from ideas, experiments, failures, from people that asked better questions. So, here's a little homework for you. The next time you open your favorite app to use, don't just ask if it's beautiful. Ask why it feels easy to use. In summary, all of what we've discussed here is that design isn't decoration. It's the invisible language that is quietly shaping how humans experience the world. I'm obsessed with this niche. Next week, I'll be dropping another video that is going to talk about a question that has confused a lot of people for generations. Is design actually art?